you're standing in the aisle. You've been looking at the exact same 3 boxes of cereal for maybe 5 minutes?
And you don't even want cereal.
Exactly. You don't even eat cereal. But the employee restocking the shelves is standing exactly where the coffee is. And you don't want to say, "Excuse me." You don't want to risk them asking you a question. So you just stand there, pretending to read the ingredients on a box of cornflakes.
Yeah, I know that feeling. Just waiting for them to leave so you don't have to speak.
If you're nodding your head right now, or smiling because you've been there, right? I want you to take a deep breath. Running errands in another language, going to the grocery store, the post office, the pharmacy, it is completely exhausting. Your brain is on high alert.
Because you're not just shopping, you're bracing yourself for a pop quiz.
Yes, a pop quiz at the checkout counter. But listen to me. When you try to speak and your brain just freezes, that doesn't mean your English is bad. It just means you're human, and you're a little stressed. If you ever avoid making eye contact at the grocery store just to survive the trip, stay with us.
To be honest, I think the grocery store is one of the hardest places to speak another language. People think it's easy because, it's just food, but it's really fast.
It is so fast, and it's loud. There's beeping, there's music. There are people behind you in line shifting their weight, sighing.
That's the thing, though. The pressure isn't really the language. It's the line behind you. You feel like everyone is watching you. So when the cashier says something super fast, like, "Find everything okay today?" or "Paper or plastic?" your brain just short circuits.
I know, right? And usually you just end up saying yes to everything.
Pretty much. Do you have a rewards card? Yes. Do you want cash back? Yes. Are you having a good day? Yes.
And then you walk out with $50 in cash and a rewards card you don't know how to use. We laugh, but honestly, it's a terrifying feeling in the moment. You feel like a little kid. But the truth is, the cashier is just saying the exact same script to hundreds of people all day. They aren't judging your grammar. They just want to scan the apples.
Actually, I still do that sometimes, even in English. If a cashier asks me something I wasn't expecting, I just mumble and nod. And I'm a native speaker, so it happens to everyone.
Bob, you lived abroad for a couple of years. Did you have a go-to strategy for errands?
My strategy was avoidance, mostly.
My strategy was avoidance, mostly.
Oh yeah, I remember my first month living in France. I needed aluminum foil. Just a simple roll of foil to cook some chicken. So I go to this massive supermarket. I'm wandering the aisles. 10 minutes go by. 20 minutes go by.
Let me guess. You refused to ask anyone for help.
I refused. I was terrified. I had practiced the sentence in my head, but every time I saw a worker, my heart started pounding. I was so worried they would reply with a fast, complicated direction that I wouldn't understand. Like, "Oh, it's on aisle 4, past the dairy, bottom shelf on the left."
Right, because asking the question is only half the battle. You have to understand the answer.
Exactly. So I just kept walking in circles. I think the security guard started watching me because I was looking extremely suspicious. I kind of panicked. I ended up just grabbing a box of plastic wrap, which was completely useless for the oven. I just paid for it and practically ran out of the store.
You bought plastic wrap just so you could escape.
I really did. I ate microwaved soup that night instead of baked chicken, just to avoid one conversation.
You know, I love that you shared that, because it shows how real the fear is. You gave up your dinner plans just to avoid feeling embarrassed. If this sounds like you, if you've ever bought the wrong thing just to escape a store, hit like. It helps other learners find us and realize they aren't the only ones doing this. You know, Bob, while you were telling that story, you used a phrase that I hear native speakers use all the time when things don't go according to plan.
Oh yeah? Which one?
You said, I ended up just grabbing a box of plastic wrap. I love that. I ended up. It's such a natural way to say that your final decision was different from your original plan.
That's true. We use that constantly. Like, I wanted to cook, but I ended up ordering pizza. It just means this is the final result, even if it's kind of an accident.
Yes, and notice how Bob just said kind of an accident. He also said he kind of panicked in the store. We throw kind of and pretty much into our sentences all the time to soften things. It makes you sound so much more relaxed. That's the thing, though. When you're learning from a textbook, everything sounds so absolute. I panicked. But in real life, we soften it. I kind of panicked. Exactly. That's the thing. I love when you say that, Bob. It's the perfect way to point out the main problem or the main idea in a conversation. Instead of saying, the most important point is, which sounds super formal, you just say, that's the thing.
Right. And it buys you a second to think about what you want to say next. Just like when I said, actually, I still do that sometimes. Starting a sentence with, actually, I, is a great, gentle way to share your own experience.
It really is. And all of these little words, actually, kind of, pretty much, they're the glue that holds real conversations together. When Bob said he bought plastic wrap which was completely useless, that little which was just connected his whole story so smoothly. You don't need big, complicated vocabulary to run errands. You just need a few of these natural connectors. I want you to remember something the next time you walk into a grocery store or a post office. The people working there, they are tired. They are thinking about their lunch break. They are not waiting to grade your English.
They really aren't. They just want the transaction to go smoothly, just like you do.
Exactly. So if you need to say, could you repeat that? Or if you just nod and say yes to a question you didn't fully understand, it's okay. It's just groceries. It doesn't define your worth, and it doesn't mean you're failing. You're doing something incredibly brave just by living your life in a second language.
I mean it. If you're out there trying, you're doing better than you think.
And that's exactly what I want you to hear. You're in the right place, and we are so proud of you. If this conversation made you feel a little lighter today, make sure to like the video and subscribe so we can keep having these chats.
And leave us a comment below. Tell us, what is one item you've bought by mistake because you were too nervous to ask for help. We've all been there.
Plastic wrap for Bob. We can't wait to read yours. And please share this episode with one friend who gets nervous before speaking. Let's remind them they aren't alone either.
Take care, everyone. See you next time.
Bye, guys. You've got this.